Hello folks, 1 month ago I went to the Canadian Open Championship and I had the chance to play against the 2022 Junior World Chess Champion, Sean Rodrigue Lemieux Grandmaster. First of all, I want to thank you for your patience. It took me a while before I was ready to do this analysis. Of course, I lost this game, but this is the most important game of my chess career. I'll explain why. Apparently I performed like a 2400. I doubt that very much. He played a very interesting system that I'm going to have to add to my repertoire. So I'm going to jump right into the analysis of the game, and at the end of the video I'm going to make some general comments, regarding how the tournament went and how's the chess going overall. So let's hit start review. By the way, I just made one blunder, one mistake, that's it. That was enough for me to get absolutely demolished here. It's a system he knows extremely well. Of course, it's going to be a Caro-Kann as usual, and he's going to play something I've never seen before in my life, even in Blitz, ever. And I'm going to give you my own analysis, of course, the computer analysis, but also his analysis. There is this custom in chess in general that after a game we sit down and analyze it together, usually. He was kind enough to spend time with me to explain to me what went wrong and give me general comments, and it was extremely beneficial, and that's what I was looking for by playing in the open section of the Canadian Open. He plays d3, and right away it's something I've never seen before. I can take, he takes, and I can exchange queens right away. And I played right into his game, but this is the best course of action according to the computer. The problem is very difficult to play for black unless I know really this system really well, so that's why he told me to add it into my repertoire. So I take, he takes, and what he said is I can either take the queen, but if I do that, by the way, this is a system that's played, he says 2300 plus, very common. To avoid it, he proposed this. However, of course, the computer doesn't agree with that. Not to argue with a grandmaster, but it is what it is. Queen takes d1 is the best move. Now, if I play this, no, it's in the 0 point something for white. And it's even a questionable move, but he did say to play this to avoid it. He knows better than I do for sure. So I'll try to find a way to either avoid this. I don't know how yet. I need to work on my repertoire. I'll talk about this at the end of the video. Or learn this system, because there's not many good options else than taking the queen. They say maybe knight f6. I'll have to look at databases and see what people do. But queen takes d8 is the move. And by the way I'm going to play, he said the first time in his life that he encountered the system, he played exactly like me, or close enough, you know. He played like me, and he lost, okay? And then he had to learn this system. But this is the best move. It's a book move also. What's the name of this system? I don't even know the name of this system. Let's check it out. It's you know how I don't know the names. It just says Caro-Kann defense. Okay, it's just some generic name. I don't know. Takes. Now, okay, I pin here. It's okay, I suppose. There's maybe slightly better moves, like you see how the computer wants me to fianchetto. I mean, we're not gonna nitpick. As I keep saying, I'm not ready to play at surgical level, but to be able to compete against a guy like this, a former world champion in the junior level. By the way, I'm a big fan of Josh Waitzkin, right? He was also a former junior world champion, but he was international master. This guy is a grandmaster. Think about that, right? And he's only starting. I think he must be 19 years old or something. Anyways, I played this. It's perfectly fine. I just I pin his knight while developing my bishop. I think it's an okay move. Computer prefers this, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, we're not gonna go crazy. Of course, I expected him to block. And knight here. Now he didn't mind this move at all. I'm gonna show you what he found was a problem. A little check mark here. It's not too bad. So this is an interesting move, and I can't really explain the reason for it. Of course, he wants probably to go here. It's not a system I know yet. I'm gonna have to study it. But this is for him. It's just theory. He played this 1,000 times. He knows exactly what to do. So he didn't figure this out on the board. He knew what to do. He saw this many times. So I decided to exchange bishops. I think it's the right thing to do. What am I to do? This is hanging. Where do I go? That doesn't make no sense. I cannot go there, right? What do I do? So I have to exchange bishops. And I don't mind. Like, we exchange queens. We exchange light bishops. So his king is in the middle, which doesn't really matter because there's no queen on the board. That didn't matter to me. And I thought I was doing pretty okay. Actually, I was doing pretty okay. You can see here, right, how it's sort of even, maybe slightly better for white, maybe slightly better for white, according to the computer again. No, that would be a mistake, and it was very simple. Now, computer says, oh, it's all right. But now we're talking about being surgical. That would be a step in the future. So why is this not so great? He was very clear that, by the way, the computer agrees with him. He was very clear that this is better. And you see this structure on the Caro-Can. On the Caro-Can like this with the pawns, very common. I have a black square bishop. If I go here, it makes my bishop freer. The reason I decided not to, that I decided to play this, I was afraid in the future that he might take some space. First of all, he can't yet because my knight covers this square. And second of all, it's more a solid position with a pawn like this, and my bishop is a good bishop. The only bishop I have is a good bishop, and maybe he will be able to take some space. But the problem with this pawn being pushed, if I remember correctly, because it's been a month, this pawn will become problematic. He told me, like, just a few small things like this is enough to lose a game, especially against somebody who knows a given system. Just a little, you just give him a little bit, and then a little bit, and a little bit, and you just collapse, and you don't even know why. Well, I'll actually blunder, so it makes his life much easier. He actually said that I played all right for a guy who doesn't know this system. I play natural moves, but if I want to go really next level, it's about being surgical. But let's remember that my goal is not to become 2,500, but 2,300, and then there's a big gap between a FIDE master and not only this is not a normal grandmaster. I know his rating is exactly 2,500. Well, he's pushing way up. His goal is either top 100 in the world or the best player in the country. I have no doubt he's gonna make it, and he proved it by becoming world champion in 2022 for U18. Think about this. So anybody below 18 years old, he was the best player in the world. Imagine. So he has so much potential. So this guy ain't no 2,500. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying within the world of grandmasters, the baseline is 2,500, and there's the 26s, 27, and then even 2,800. So there's a big gap between the I would want to say the least strong grandmaster and the strongest grandmaster. So between FIDE master, which is my goal, and grandmaster, sorry, I'm rambling now. But honestly, it's a huge gap. My goal now, where I am right now, I do feel like I did not do a 1900 performance, but I do feel like I'm probably the best I ever was in chess right now. I just gotta prove it with the 1900 performance. So he played this move. Apparently, it's not the ultimately best move. Maybe knight here would be based on the computer. But again, this is, he played this so many times and he knows what he's doing. So, and we're not computers, we're humans, right? So we play human-like moves. Although this is not a computer move at all. I think the computer just wants to, free the back rank a little bit, but he decided to just solidify his center like this. It's that simple. Bishop here is questionable. I don't think he criticized this move. The computer certainly does. Computer thinks I might want to fianchetto to this. It's possible. Let me just verify what the computer wants. I don't remember him making a comment about my bishop going there, which seems like a normal although I do not hit anything. One of the reasons why I played this is where does his bishop go? If it goes there, I'm going to exchange, that's for sure. If it goes there, he takes away one square from his knight, but of course he can't play this. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe it wasn't a fantastic move, I suppose, because I hit nothing and this is hanging. But where do I put my bishop then? If I want to develop it, not here, maybe not here. So I could fianchetto. Let me verify if that's correct. We didn't talk about that, him and I don't remember anyways. So the computer said G6. Let's just play what the computer says you should play. Let's say 93. I'm just gonna fianchetto, see what the computer says. No, he doesn't like it. So why does he want me to play this? So I don't understand this. Sorry. You're gonna get better analysis from me over time. Anyways, I played this. I don't know. Like besides, I can't verify. Like instead of like, okay, where can I put my bishop? Is there any better square? 0.60 something. Yeah, it's about the same. I don't think that's terrible. It's not enough to lose, but again, so you give him a little bit at a time. But this is maybe I take away a square from my knight if I want to improve it, something like this. I'm not sure why this is not the best, and that's just a questionable. It's not even a big mistake, but I'm playing somebody who's very, very strong. Of course, by the way, he can hit my bishop, but I knew I would just go back like this. But then I think, so that would explain. It's partially at the very least. And what happens is, if he hits, maybe I just came to the realization of this. You know how my knight is tied to this pawn, and all of a sudden you see that this pawn should not be here because it becomes a target now. I could have seen that, by the way, on my own, because I know this knight's gonna come here. He's in the back right, and when I push my pawn so far, I should have realized that when the knight comes here, he hits this. Now my knight protects this. He hits my bishop. My bishop goes here, and now my knight is tied to this. I cannot go there with my knight, say to challenge his knight, because this is hanging. So already we're starting to have a little difficulties. Then I move back, right? Which is okay. It's just now my knight is tied to this pawn. That's not good. Now it's not terrible. Well, it's not good against a guy like this. I'm trying to think next level, a level I'm not at yet. Very nice move here, trying to push take some expansion and try to put some, take some space. Maybe he's interested in pushing this even further. I block, which is the correct thing to do. I cannot allow, man, I'm gonna get crushed very soon if I allow this. No, you can push, I can go there, sure, but now I have this bishop became bad all of a sudden. It should be a good bishop. Again, this pawn. And he pointed to this. He's so right. But anyways, that is correct. Correct move. By the way, I want to say something very quickly. I want to thank Sebas. So that's the national master I play with. Now we haven't played in a little bit, but we're going to play again. I was able to draw against him once. But let me tell you something, and that's not bragging. It just happened. But it was a relatively simple game, and I covered it. I think in previous videos. You can check it out if you want to. I want to thank him because let me tell you something. I played this guy, right? And when I was playing that national master I was talking about, even on daily chess, I was very nervous, uncomfortable, intimidated. And then I played that national master, Sebas, and then I started to relax a little bit. Against this grandmaster, I was 100% relaxed. It's important to control your nerve when you play strong players. When you go next level, always stay relaxed. And they talk a lot about nerves in the Candidates Championship. If you watch this year, the 2024 one, very interesting. The one that Nakamura almost won, finished second. They talk about players keeping their nerves, staying relaxed, and thanks to my friend. I'm going to call him my friend, and even though we don't know each other all that well yet. I was 100%. I was as relaxed against him as against anybody. So this is so important. That's why I'm playing okay. I'm going to lose when I'm playing okay. Knight here. So he wants maybe I think he's gonna do that eventually. Now he hits this twice, and this is, you can see the problems coming just because this pawn was pushed a little too far. Maybe my bishop wasn't exactly the best spot, but I'm going to blunder anyways. I'm gonna make his life much easier, and it makes so much sense what he's gonna tell me what I was supposed to do, and I considered it too. I decided to play this in my mind. Maybe the king is going to come here because there's no white bishop, there's no queen. Okay, maybe my knight is going to come here. That's what I had in mind, and I support this. Very strangely, that's not what I'm going to do. Very odd. It's easy to talk after, but when I look at this, it's so obvious. You're gonna see. You see the black, the red dot. Well, you see it right here. No, I gave away the punch. So he still hits. Now, do I want to exchange bishop for knight? His knight is so strong. I don't think he wants to exchange that. I wouldn't mind. Now, I have this. This is the right move, I suppose. I have this obsession with bishop pairs now, because Carlson said that he was willing to sacrifice a pawn just to have the bishop pair. So now I'm in love with bishops. Is it okay to keep my bishop here? The problem is there is a tension on my bishop. I know he's not gonna do the exchange. That would be insane. He would help me so much because he's taking a lot of space. When he takes space like this, let's say somebody takes space against this inverted. Somebody takes space against you. What you want to do is exchange stuff. First of all, second of all, his knight dominates my bishop. His knight is much stronger than my bishop. He doesn't want to exchange these two, even though I know it's a bishop. Bishops are nice. That's true, but this is a strong knight. So I played the right thing, apparently. But one of the reasons why it's the right thing, in my view, yeah, sure, my bishop is now bad once again. That pawn should be here. Okay, let's keep repeating it. I know maybe not, I would not have pushed this, but honestly, if my pawn was here, my bishop would be much. Even if he pushes this, he takes some space, his pawn becomes a target. I know it's supported a lot. It still becomes a target. But I didn't like the fact that there was a tension on my bishop, and he decides when the bishop goes away. I didn't like that. So I decided to move it away, and it was the right move. Now, computer prefers this, so it's slightly questionable move. So you give me a tiny little thing. That's not enough because I'm going to blunder soon anyway. Knight here, as I was planning. Fine. Rook here again. So now we're nitpicking. Okay, computer prefers this, but I mean, he's not gonna play at 3. What's the elo of Stockfish 16? Is it 36? No, that's Stockfish. Yeah, it was 16 light. 30. It's got to be 3400 or something. That's just insane. So this is perfectly fine as a move. He wants to open up this file, and this is weak. And look at these lined up pieces that are not covered at all, not protected at all. You can imagine the kind of problems I'm going to have. That's why he's doing this. It's very positional. The way he's playing is very positional. There's none of these crazy tactics, right? And I prefer positional games. That's why, I'm still sort of alive for now. I mean, look, 0.67, white has a slight advantage, but I'm not losing. Now here, in my mind, is this automatically. You connect the two rooks. As I said, there's no white bishop, there's no queen. And that's what he said I should have done. No hesitation. He said, I'm going to tell you where you lost the game. You lost the game when you castled. Computer agrees with that. I now agree. Of course I agreed with him. Also, now who am I to disagree with him? But they're not, no, he's not Jesus either. You know what I mean? So I'm allowed to disagree with the Grandmaster. But he's so right. No, I castle like this. And all this is hanging. And this is hanging. Okay? So my king should be here instead. So for instance, if I go like this, and he's not even half a pawn up, right? Okay, basically based on what he does. I don't know, by the way, I'm not sure how it works for the analysis thing. You know how it says 0.67 here? But whichever move he chooses is lower than the value that shows here. I don't understand it. To me, he's a little less than half a pawn up. King here, at least this is covered. And the two rooks are connected. To me, makes so much more sense. I have a bit of difficulty explaining further, but at least one of the pieces is protected. And there's probably going to be a way for me to defend myself. Unfortunately, and it's the best I can explain it. But to me, it's so natural. Don't you see it? Like, if you look at it in a very honest way and in a relaxed way, isn't this so natural? Like, no white bishop again, no queens, connect the rooks. It's so natural and so smooth. This is protected. This is, well, it's going to protect both, right? And of course we're gonna go, eventually we'll exchange stuff, and in the very long run for endgames, I'm a little move further from the center. When I play this, all of a sudden everything is hanging like this. It's the best way I can explain it. This feels very wrong. By the way, I was very strongly considering this. There was no time pressure. I was relaxed. There was no problem. Why did I castle? I don't know. They keep saying in chess opening principle, although this is no longer the opening, you should castle, you should castle. Any rule in chess has exceptions. In this case, castling is wrong. Now, so that is literally a blunder, and he said that this is where I lost the game. Now, of course, I'm not going to give up yet. By the way, I could have stretched this game up to 30 moves. I'm going to show you why, but I was completely lost, and it's a token of respect to just resign when you absolutely finish. But technically, I could have survived up to 30 moves against this guy. So great move. That might be an only move, or the only move that really gives an advantage to white. Is to open up again this file. He's gonna try to open up this file, so I gotta find a way to prevent this. Is there a way though? Now I'm going to play. I had to think a lot for this about this move to try to block that file, but these are still lined up in a very nasty way, which is gonna cause me a problem. This is a correct move. I'm actually proud of this move, trying to survive. But now you see plus 1.88. I mean, he's nearly plus 2. I'm going to lose this. Now I felt trouble. I wouldn't say that I thought I was actually losing yet, but it didn't look so hot. I'll actually lose a pawn here, by the way. Yeah, this is a pawn sacrifice, isn't it? Is it a pawn sacrifice? Sorry, I don't remember this part. 1, 2, 3. Attack 3 times and defend twice. Yeah, so that's why I thought. I remember thinking long about this. I said I'm going to sacrifice a pawn to try to prevent opening the file. It's not going to work though. So I let him take. Rook here is not that crazy. The computer prefers counter attack. So that's interesting. When somebody attacks from one side, usually either you counter attack in the center, but the center right now is it is close, or you counter attack on the other side. So this makes a lot of sense. Again, after the fact, easy to talk. Let's see what's to take. I don't know if he would, probably not. Knight takes. Or if he doesn't, maybe I can open a file for myself or something like that. So this makes so much sense. Easy to talk, but it does make sense. But that's not what I did. I did this, which is not crazy. I'm trying to, prevent this problem. It takes. Now, computer prefer much more aggressive move. This, but again, this is a slight, just you see, the bar move, just a little bit, and you give a lot of these little things And he slowly. That's how you beat a grandmaster, I think, unless he blunders. But let's say he doesn't blunder. He keeps making little moves like this, and your bar slowly goes, and then he starts just losing his balance. But I mean, I would have to be so solid and wait for him to do little. I think it's his second move like this. But man, I'm not at this level. I can't do this yet. It's gonna take me years. Oh my god, I don't think I'll ever reach this level. Now, you might say, oh, you're underestimating yourself. Man, I don't know. 2300 is already so ambitious, and I'm so far from it. 2500 for real? I don't know. It's possible. So this would be considered like a mistake. I was starting to, well, obviously I'm losing this game right now based to the computer. So I decided to try to alleviate some pressure. As I said, when your opponent takes some space. Now, it doesn't have that much space if you divide the board in two halves, like, right? Okay, he only has one piece in my territory. So am I in that much of a hurry to exchange? Just remember also that I'm down a pawn. So another principle is if you don't material, you don't want to exchange. So does he have that much territory? Right? So did I panic? I don't know. So what's the best move? Okay, the best move is bishop here. Oh, well, that is interesting. Challenging this bishop. Maybe that's why they don't like bishop here, because I can just challenge this bishop somehow. And if the bishop moves, I have this diagonal somehow. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. It's a bit above my head, all this stuff. This is incorrect anyways. But I was able to prevent this file from being open at least. That was sort of my goal, but now he has a nice pass pawn. Yeah, he's up a pawn, and it's a pass pawn with a rook behind it. This is a problem. It's a problem, folks. Plus 2.82. Big problem, so that's fine. But I mean, I already lost again. I wouldn't resign right away. I'm going to fight a little bit. It's just over now. He's starting to push. This is fantastic. Oh, yeah, so just push. And it's a major problem for me. I just check him. Big deal. I check. Oh, wow, there's a fork. Well, no big deal. Now it's time for him to exchange. Takes. Hits. This hanging pawn. How do I defend it? What can I do? Can I hit this twice? Can I do something? What can I do, right? I cannot defend this. Can I try to win this pawn? But this is hanging. Even if I go like this, trying to hit this pawn, this is falling. So I already lost the game. This is over for me. Knight here. So I'm going to sacrifice a second pawn. And what's going to happen? We're going to reach rook endgame, but I'm down 2 pawns. So I'm going to reach the endgame against the Grandmaster. Wow. I'm like a child, right? I reached the endgame against the Grandmaster. Yeah, but I'm going to lose. Look, he hits this twice. There's nothing I can do to defend this pawn. You know, it's unfortunate that this pawn is here. There isn't any play for me, honestly. And I resign here. I could have continued a bit, but he's going to win a second pawn. Now he's up 2 pawns. And it's a rook endgame. There's nothing, like I could stretch it this a bit, but why? Like I'm going to show him some respect, and there's also an ego thing. I want to show him, yeah, some respect, sure. And also I want to conserve energy. There's something else. I want to show him that I understand that I lost. There's like this communication between the two players. So I'm showing him, yeah, I understand that I lost. I show him that, obviously, this is very obvious that I'm losing. But, no, I did my best against this guy. It was amazing to sit with him. And he took his time or two. Like, we sat, we talked, I had questions. He waited. Like, he waited until I was out of questions. We didn't sit for that long. I only had a few questions. We analyzed again, I had a few questions, general questions too. And I asked him, should I add this to my repertoire? He said yes, or avoid it. One of the other, so I had to figure it out. Like this system. So let's go back. So what he said is to add something to my repertoire against this move. So maybe I can just not take and do something else. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to look at it. I'm about to talk about repertoire now. Or if I take takes, again, he said this. I'm not gonna play that, unfortunately. With all due respect, that doesn't seem like the best move. Maybe he just threw a random move. Just avoided by maybe queen c7. No, when we're in a situation like this, I'm committed into taking this. Probably there might be something else. But what if I don't take the pawn here? What if I played something else? There might be something else I can play to avoid this system completely. Because he told me it's so common, like, as I said, 2200 plus. And I will play these people one day more and more regularly. If I want to become a FIDE master, I have to be able to beat FIDE masters like 50% of the time. And once in a while, maybe draw against an international master or something, or even win once in a while at least, not lose all the time. So I might encounter this again. Very, very common at high level. That's what he told me. So I have to find out something. So let's talk about my repertoire real quick. Following game, I played. Now, what's complicated over there is triple rated, Quebec, Canada, and FIDE. So I said, man, they put me again at 1700. This is so frustrating. I want to play strong players, but he's not 1700. He's 1700 FIDE, but he's 1900, my next opponent. In fact, he was higher than me, 1960, I think, or something like this. Canada. But they showed only FIDE, right? So he was 1700 FIDE just because he's not up to date. He was a kid also. So 1960, a little stronger than me. And what happened, we played a Caro-Can. And, no, it cannot be a Caro-Can. That don't make no sense. Sorry, we played a Queen's Gambit. I inverted 2 moves because my repertoire... Okay, I don't know how to explain it. I think I'll make a diagram and show you. So you have two lines that are completely different. And then you have what's called a transposition. And when you transpose, my problem in my repertoire, what I realize is when I transpose, line A, I'm going to go in one direction, and line B, I'm going to go in another direction, which makes it a nightmare to memorize. If I go into a transposition, I should go in the same direction in both situations, and actually I have notes, I have an Excel spreadsheet. So next video will be about my repertoire. I have to fix it, okay? So I have to clean up my repertoire, and I need to streamline it. And what I need to do also is memorize it forever. So one thing I used to do when I was playing at NATO level in Canadian chess, and Canadian forces, sorry, I would once a year, like I would build that repertoire. It was brand new though, and I would memorize it just before the tournament. Very difficult to do. What I want to do now, I want to streamline it. Some of the lines are too long, so I'm going to streamline it. By the way, I'll make a video. I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay, I sort of invented this method. Now, I'm not saying I'm the first to do it. I came up with this concept on my own, in other words. So I could say I sort of invented it, but I'm not the first one to ever do this. And a top 15 in the world I talked to commented about this, but let's talk about this in next video. We might say, top 15 in the world? That's correct. We're going to talk about that in next chess video. And thank you so much for your patience again. I did say 1 video a month on this channel at a very minimum. So as we go, I'm going to show you the percentage of my repertoire being fixed. Once it's fixed, I'm going to memorize it in full and keep it part of myself. It's going to be part of myself. I will have it memorized forever. And if there's a modification to it, I'm going to memorize the modification. So I wanted this repertoire to be 100% crystal clear in my mind, because I got so confused with that repertoire. I lost a game that I should have never lost, not that fast. Maybe like it's 50-50 against a 1900. The problem is I lost really badly. He played actually a queen gambit, accepted. It allowed him to play this, and I couldn't do anything about it. He was up a pawn, and then he had a majority, and I lost the game. And I didn't trust my repertoire at all. I was mad. My mind was not in the right place. Unfortunately, I had to withdraw for the tournament. Do not panic with me saying that. You might say, wow, he backed out of the Gatineau Open. Then he withdrew from Canadian Open. Well, one of the reasons is because about half of the players were lower rated than me. What? when I played in the open section, isn't it 100 point? Let's say U2000, right? There's a lower section, so you have to be at least 1900 to play in the open section, right? Well, it's not the case there, so I don't understand the rules anymore. So I was very angry with this, because what I wanted is to play guys like this, or National Master, FIDE Master, or at least Experts 2000 plus, and I didn't have a chance to do that because I had 2 losses. My third game would have been against a 14, 15, 1600. That's U2000 stuff. I don't want to play U2000 anymore. Well, now I'm going to have to, because I lost my 1900. I'm 1888 or 1890 or something like this in FIDE now. Anyways, stay tuned. I know it's a slow channel. Check out Army Veteran Gamer channel on the gaming side. I'm active again, a little more active than I was. For the chess side, I won't compete until I have this full repertoire memorized and fixed. And then every Sunday, I can play in my local chess club. I have a contact that can call people around my rating, let's say 1900 to 2000, 2100. He knows a lot of people. He's going to invite these people, and I'll play 1 classical game per Sunday. Amazing. I have contacts now. It's great. So it's the best I could do to analyze this game. Sorry about the delay. It is what it is. I needed a little break from chess, and I was thinking about my future on YouTube. Thanks for your patience again. I don't know how many times I said it. Thanks for the 100 subscribers. I'm happy. It doesn't seem like much, but to me, it's fine. As I said, 150 subscribers, 100 views per video. I'm happy for the chess side, okay? So, I'll see you next time.